I think all the qualities were that we jot down that you should hear me, I should participate in organizational matters. So, I don't know. I still remember 20 years or 30 years back when I started my career, I also wanted to do that. So I do not see any big shift. Obviously, yes, I have become a dinosaur now, and I do not want to recognize the younger people, right? And so there is a generation gap. Or I want to label it as a problem, as a generation gap, give it a, kind of a global perspective, and try to kind of, off-shoulder my responsibility in giving way to the new people, right? So, in other spheres, I think some of the other things that we should be aware of is also there is the power distance has come down. So people will come up to you and can, with their problems. Previously, if I have to meet my manager, or my manager would call me, maybe I was very worried and goddamn scared what is happening, right? But today, our people will not have a, before you can blink your eye, he or she will send a mail to the MD. This is my problem. And then the subject of the mail will be that, the food in the canteen is not good. And he will or she will expect the MD to respond. I mean, these are the kind of changes which the technology has brought in, right? So, we better be aware and better be, conversant with these changes. I also give a similar example in one law which has passed and which is doing actually havoc in this country, which is the Right to Information Act. Right? So, isn't it that we as a company, as a community should be able to, tune ourselves to that act also? Today the director's salary is published in, annual report, right? So, but still people like me in HR believe that salary is the most confidential thing, and we will always write in the letter, right? So it is we who are not adapting, right? And trying to brand people who are absolutely as good or as bad as I was in that age, right? So that is my perspective. I don't know how other people will feel. One issue I find is, the question is obviously, I heard a lot, one of the handouts that was given to me there was written that how you make them engaged, the new generation coming up. I think we at Tata's do it through making predictable system, right? We are very open, very transparent, of course. And to the extent that if you come and ask me what is your salary or what is your basic pay, why my pay is more than him or her, we are very happy to answer. When the people come in as a GT or a diploma engineer, we take them in the same process as they were accustomed to in the college days. So there is a point-based PMS system, and for every point there is an increment, so it is published and hung in the notice board. Some people become happy, some people become unhappy. We cannot help it. So we have learned from the film Three Idiots that when the friend fail, you are unhappy. When the friends stand fast, you are unhappiest. So in that sense, some people are unhappiest. So but we are absolutely predictable. Everybody knows ye kya karne se kya hoga, right? We have also provided. It's also one of our feeling that sentiments probably in this country that beyond our primary system, which is our families, we do not have any system to fall back upon, right? So therefore, we all, as a member of this society, grow up with a certain kind of skepticism to any other system that we see, right? So we are very human, in our approach. So just after the lunch time, and your director also told me that it's a Sarkari company. It's a Sarkari company. We deliberately make it a Sarkari company. We are proud to be a Sarkari company, right? So that's how we are. We feel that, until and unless, and it's a different story, I'm not going there. We are still the most, well-known brand in this country. At one point in time, when we went and bought Cora Steel, I remember people were equating this Tata T symbol with the national flag. That's a different issue. But we want to be there. We like that. And even in the, you will not believe, of the top 20 Tata companies today, 16 are in red. Can you imagine? I mean, this is the reality today we are facing. 20 companies, 16 are in red. Not a single retrenchment has happened. I do not think any other company can give you that kind of security, and that brings the sense of belongingness, right? So they will say that you can get the people out of Tatas, but you can never get the Tatas out of a person, right? It can never happen. So that is the kind of a brand building exercise. It is not me, but many people, many generations are like, in our company it is very, very common to see the 4th generation employees, 5th generation employees. Kya kar rahe ho? And he said, idhar hi kaam karna. How it can happen until and unless you can be with people in their bad days, right? Nobody is going to be with you in your good days. So is it very surprising that many so-called American companies have 30% attrition? Is it very surprising that the call centers have 25% attrition? Is it very surprising, though it is very unfortunate, we are talking about the manufacturing sector, that the HR head is killed by workers in a company? I was talking with one of the great union leaders, Gurudev Dasgupta. I don't know how many of you know him. He's a leader of C2. I asked him, Gurudev, what happened? He calls me Guru, my nickname. So like, this is what? Attachar karta hai. Right? He's very clear. It to hoga hi. Right? You make a system where if you are away to the washroom more than 3 minutes, right, you are marked late. You are away in the washroom more than 3 minutes for 3 times a day, your half-day salary goes. So if it is an inhuman system, so this inhuman reaction will also happen. So for generation Y, I am trying to explain you why my attrition is only 4.6%. And we are worried, actually we are worried about this 4.6% attrition. Are we pampering people more? Some of these questions, people asking me, "Ye company hai ki dharamshala hai?" The thing is dharamshala, and be happy, right? So so we make people, you name it. I mean, people want to go to IIM to study. We are sponsoring. People want to do anything in life, right? Somebody came and told me that I am going to study some college in UK. What is the subject of molecular biology? Why you want to company to sponsor it? We have scheme. No, it's I will come back. So what you will do? You're some chemical engineer. So what I will do with you after you come back? No, I do not want to work outside Tata. You place me somewhere. If I do not come back, I will return you the money. Hey Bhagavan, I mean, what the power company will do with a molecular biologist, God knows. But I am not surprised. This is the process. But I am not surprised if tomorrow my MD says, "Oh, sponsor Hana Baba, kya farak padta hai?" Let her come back. So this is the kind of. Sometimes it is very, very. If you kind of come from a mindset where performance, meritocracy, and everything is big words, it becomes very, very frustrating for you. But gradually you start to understand that this society is today in country is held together because we care for the weak people, right? Somebody told me, I mean, I am not a theologist, but somebody told me that civilization means caring for the weak people. As long as you create a civilized organization, nobody will leave you, everybody will start to contribute, right? As long as you create a fear psychosis, kaam nahi karoge to nikal dega. That is also a way. I'm not I am not saying that is not a way. That is also a way. ठीक है boss, we have chosen the path where we want to, create an organization where people come, stay, say and thrive. So that's how we manage the whole organization. For us, the Generation Y is no different. For us, we do not see any less contribution from any one of them. We communicate before we go, our annual results go to the stock exchange. The first of communication is to the employees, right? So that is the kind of a culture in which we bring up our employees, and it's working. I think I'm well over my 10 minutes, so I'm sorry.
No. Very interesting, Ranabir, and I think more than the audience, I'm inspired to join Tata family. So on the lighter note, coming back to the topic, which is about Generation Y, and I'm going to make some provocative statements, and I want Ranabir to know how you have dealt with this. So, a couple of things that I see which we need to learn from this generation, and though I'm sure in your experience you have mentioned that you don't see this generation very different from our generation, but my own experience I want to share and state is we were coming from the scarcity mentality when we were going through industrialization and post-industrialization. The coveted good jobs were few, the accomplished people were fewer, and but if we wanted those jobs, we could not demand, I want to be in this location or else I do not take this job, because there were not that many jobs. And we've always had this challenge of a large population. So therefore, that was the challenge then, that you had to move, and people did move. And this is probably going to be very provocative for this audience, where I'm sharing that today Gen Y decides the place first. In my opinion, I see that today we are into the abundance mentality. More options on careers are available. So today when you see people graduating from IME, IIM Rohtak, IIM Calcutta or IMB or wherever, getting a steady corporate career or getting into a steady government job is not what they are necessarily looking for. For them, career is not an end. Career is a means to an end. And this is a positive change that I'm seeing in this Generation Y, from which I am learning too. So I'm sharing with you positive, I'm sharing with you negative experiences also. Some experiences which I want to share, which I went through, where I said, we were more flexible to the city, to the country, to the environment, and it was, whatever we got hold of, we would move to. And the other part is that for us, career, and I'm talking about the baby boomers and Generation Y, so post that also, Generation X also. That for us, career was sometimes be all and end all, whereas today I see a lot of social entrepreneurship coming up, who really want to give back and contribute to the society and make meaning out of their jobs. So today if you see the compensation surveys, today if you see the surveys which say what attracts you towards a particular employee, compensation is not the first criteria. It is the job in itself, the meaning in that job. And therefore, companies like Tata's, so I'm very proud of the company that I come from, and we have very, very high esteem value. But Tata we associate with an Indian company, and therefore that patriotism, that association with a value and the ethics become even more prominent for us. So I've touched upon 2 or 3 things, and I would be very, very happy if somebody from the audience too can take this particular point and debate on this. But Ranbir, your views on these 2 topics.
I think I will take, this is my favorite debate in the company, and believe me, I'm in the receiving end on this about the, Generation Y or the young people's choice of place of posting, geography. Yeah. So there is a photograph of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and I believe he is one of the greatest leaders that India would ever produce. I have been, after in 1947, when I'm giving a context of my answer. In 1947, when the country became independent, it was actually a 500 princely states coming together, and God knows how many ethnicities and how many kind of caste, class divided. So he had a great challenge of integrating this whole entity as a country. He created what he called as temples of modern India. So Bhakra Nangal and Bhilai Steel Plant and places like that. If you go, absolutely cosmopolitan, right? So in suppose Rourkela Steel Plant, I have been into some of these places. I'm very lucky to start my career in Bhilai Steel Plant. And if you go to this place, you will see the cosmopolitan atmosphere. So I mean, the choice was you are given a posting whether you are from Kashmir or whether you are from Kanyakumari.